Good morning. What's today?
The 9th.
It's the 9th. And it's 9:30 and I can't do this. I can't do this yet. That's better. Do you like my hoodie? It's actually Josh's hoodie. I bought us a new hoodie. It says, "Be nice to dogs." Isn't that great? Anyways, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I think it's gonna be a pretty cool video. Before we get started, I bet that looked so stupid. I got a PR package from Jellycat. No, I didn't. I didn't get a PR package. I'm not that big yet. But this is a package from Jellycat. It's from Josh. It's my early Valentine's Day gift. If you know me, you know that I love stuffed animals, so he got me some stuffed animals for Valentine's Day from my favorite stuffed animal shop, Jellycat London. I love you, Jellycat. If you see this, sponsor me. I love how they come in their own little bags. That's so cute. He got me the jellyfish bag. Oh, it's cute. It's adorable. I love it. It's the fuzzy sea star. He got me the fuzzy sea star. I love it. I love them. They're so cute. I love Jellycat so much. These are so cute. It's so small. Thank you. I know you're watching this. Thank you. Now that that's done and the dogs are barking. Chloe! Please try to ignore the noise. I can't get it to be completely quiet in this house. I don't know if you can hear it, but Josh is downstairs running on the treadmill and the dogs are outside barking and I'm filming right next to the window where the dogs bark. Do your best, please, I'm sorry. So this video is going to be all about my piercings, my ear piercings specifically. We'll be talking about how much they were, the healing process, the pain level. We'll get into all of that. Let's just get right into it. I have 12 piercings in total. I have my double nostril. I have 3 in this ear, Dio Brando style. And then I have all of these bad boys. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My right ear has 7 piercings in it. And I just got a new one yesterday. I have footage from when I got my ear pierced yesterday, so let's roll that real quick. I look like ass. It is February 8th and it's almost 2:20 p.m. and I'm at the piercers right now waiting to get called in so that I can get my new ear piercing. I'm a little bit nervous, but not really. I get more nervous when I have to go in to take tests. It takes a lot to get me to go in a classroom and take a test. This is the before. Alright, see you soon. I did it! It's great! I hope you like this view. While I still have it fresh in my mind, she said it was a 16 gauge. It's cute. And then here is a picture of my ear up close and personal right after I got it pierced. Actually, it was a couple hours after I got it pierced. So I have a transverse lobe, which is the one here at the bottom. And I got the 3 standard lobe piercings. I have a forward helix, a conch, and then I have this piercing called a Shen Men piercing. I wanted to get a flap. My piercer said my anatomy won't allow it. I also wanted to get a snug, but she said the same thing, so we are just stuck with the piercings that no one has ever heard of before. So the most common question I get asked, besides which one hurt the most, is why does this ear have so many and this one has none? It's because I wear a hearing aid in this ear and I don't want any piercings to get in the way of that. Although I have recently found that wearing a mask has become increasingly harder ever since I started piercing my ears. It still doesn't feel like a good enough reason to stop piercing my ears though. Anyways, for all 12 of my piercings, I've spent around $520. Which is a lot of money, I know. It's almost my rent for a month. The most expensive piercing I have is the bar in my right ear. I got that done back in October of 2020. Did I just dig my nose? Sorry, my nose piercing is like pissing me off. It's actually a really funny story. I have a history of finding random piercings online in the middle of the night and then going in to get them the very next day, only having knowledge of their existence for like 12 hours. But that's what I've been doing. That's what I did for the transverse lobe, the bar, and the Shen Men piercing. The bar was $200, and that's because the jewelry was custom made to fit my ear, and it's a titanium bar. I paid an extra, I think, $40 for it. I got two $80 piercings and then a $40 bar. So that's where the $200 came from. So the two piercings that I got is the forward helix and the conch, which are really actually pretty common piercings. I think it's just the way that I wear my jewelry is what makes it look so crazy. But it's really, a lot of people actually have these two piercings already. They just don't realize that you can fit a bar through it. When I was getting my industrial piercing, it was really funny because my piercer, she was telling me it's not gonna be that bad, like, yeah, you know, it's gonna hurt, obviously it's gonna hurt, but I think you'll be okay. And then when she was getting her set up, and she got two 14 gauge needles, and they were really long and really intimidating, and I watched her just lube the crap out of them. She put Vaseline all over it, and I was like, cool. I don't know, I really wasn't scared at all. I was super calm, and I don't know why, because I like to think about how I have like really bad test anxiety. When classes were still in person, I would pace back and forth outside of the classroom, usually for math. I'd pace back and forth outside of the classroom whenever we had an exam, and I would always miss out on like half an hour of the exam because I just couldn't get myself to go in because I was so anxious. Whenever it comes to getting a new piercing, I can just walk straight in. I also need someone to hold my hand whenever I get an IV, but not for piercings. During the piercing process for my industrial, she did the forward helix first. Y'all, let me tell you, it was the most painful piercing experience I have ever had in my life. The cartilage in this area is like super thick, at least it is for me. So when she was piercing that area, she said, I'll never forget this, she said, "Your cartilage is so thick, it's bending my needle." I was like, take it out, take the needle out, I don't want it anymore. It was so painful. I just remember like really gripping the seat that I was sitting on, and I was like, oh, this hurts so good. She finally got it through, and I remember the pop when the needle went all the way through. That was super painful. Like, it was just a really strong stinging feeling. That whole process I think took about 30 seconds, but it felt like 2 minutes because it was super painful. She corked the needle, and then she was like, all right, you ready for the back piece, the conch piece? And I was like, yep, let's do it. And then she did it really fast, and that was a really big pop too. I was actually really surprised, looking back at it, how well I was able to keep my composure. I was super calm afterwards, even with like two really thick needles sticking out of my ear. She grabbed me a cup of water, and she was telling me, don't move around too much because you have two needles sticking out. And I was like, okay, great. She wanted to give me a second before she started transferring the jewelry into my ear, but the transferring part wasn't really that bad. But I will show you, this is what it looked like not long after, because my mask was pulling on it constantly because the back of the bar was so long. So my hair would pull on it, my mask would pull on it, just like the gravity of the bar was pulling it downwards. I was getting these bumps on both ends. The healing process for the bar was not very easy. It was my first heavy duty piercing, so I had to get used to sleeping on this side and really trying hard not to roll over on this side. Even if I did, I would wake up because it hurt. Yeah, I had the bumps, and I actually was able to get rid of them pretty easily after we had to change the jewelry to a shorter bar, the same style but just shorter in the back so that it was like snug against my ear. It went from that super bad looking bumpy piercing to this really nicely healed piercing. I still have a small bump on my forward helix, but my piercers, when I talked to her yesterday, she said that it'll go away once it's completely healed, but I still have about another year until it heals just to come back around. The bar was $200. My double nostril was $120 together for both of them. My transverse lobe was $90. My Shen Men was $90. I don't remember exactly how much these were, the three of them, or the six of them I mean. I just wanted to cover that before I forget. The transverse lobe, I went maybe 4 or 5 years without getting any piercings. After I got my double nostril, I took a really long break. I don't know why, I was broke, I guess. I'm still broke, don't get me wrong. After my 5-year-long break, I was on Instagram and then I saw someone with this transverse lobe piercing. And I was like, that is the cutest shit I've ever seen and I want it. So I went to get it the next day. It didn't hurt at all, really. Y'all, let me fucking tell you, this thing bruised like nobody's business. It turned like black and blue over the course of 2, maybe 3 days. It didn't hurt at all, but it just looked so bad. I think the only picture I have of it is this one right here. And the bruising doesn't look too bad in there, but I promise you it bruised like crazy. The pain level for that was like a 2 out of 10. Didn't hurt at all. But I actually had issues with it when it was healing. It's still not completely healed. You can kind of see in this picture compared to when I first got it that the jewelry was showing a lot more and it kind of migrated downwards. So I was thinking that it was rejecting because it just wasn't healing. And we ended up 2 days ago actually switching out the jewelry to like this shorter piece. It used to be a curved barbell, but now it's a straight barbell. And it seems to be doing a lot better. It doesn't have much discharge like it used to, and it's not swollen anymore, so that's good news. I still have yet to meet another person with a bar like mine, a transverse lobe, or a shenmen. I'm the only person I know with all 3, but even if I met one person with one of them, I would be like, oh shit, oh shit, you're like me. I've had a knack for like picking out piercings that I haven't seen anybody else with and then getting them done the next day. And that goes for the shenmen, which I got yesterday.
Oh, it's so cute. It's super cute.
I really wanted to get a flat, but this is as close as I could get to a flat. For the shenmen piercing, it really wasn't that bad. On the pain scale, I'll give it like a 4 out of 10 because it was a pretty good sting. Obviously, transferring is never really fun, but that's about it. It didn't really hurt that bad at all. Aftercare for all of my piercings, I always use antibacterial dial soap, which my piercer gives to me for free. And she also makes these, I don't really know what this is. I think it's just like saline water. She gives me a spray bottle of saline water. For the bumps, the best advice I can give for piercing bumps, because I only ever got them that one time on the bar, what I was told to do was to get a dry Q-tip and kind of roughly scrub the bump until it turns red or starts to bleed. It sounds really bad, but what you want it to do is bleed, so that you know that there's an opening somewhere. And then you get like aspirin tablets and you pound them into a thin powder and then wet it, and then just use a Q-tip and put it on there and then let it dry and do its thing, and then you can wash it off. Do that like every day. And then that's what I did, and it made my piercing bumps go from this to this for my industrial, so it worked pretty well for me. I don't have any bumps on my conch anymore, and I have that teeny tiny bump on my forward helix. Like I said, my piercer told me that it would go away. I guess we'll see. If you're on Oahu and you really want piercings or even tattoos, because her husband does tattoos in the same shop, definitely check them out down there. If I ever don't need to wear a hearing aid anymore and I just go completely deaf, then I will definitely get this ear pierced. I'll do all the generic piercings on this side and all the cool ones on this side. Until then, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. This was all just my personal experience. Like I like to say, it's hardly instructional, it's just my advice. And if you are struggling with your piercings, definitely talk to your piercer, because it could be a number of reasons as to why you're having problems with your piercings. But I think I covered everything. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.